Yay! It's another episode of Dunce with me, your host, Fullmetal out of Fan 16. So, welcome, YouTubers, Vicers, and internet users alike. Today's Dunce episode has been a while in the making. I've been making purchases on this series for a while, and so I was finally able to get all the parts, and now excuse me. I went ahead and powered through the last three parts in the last couple of days. I went ahead and went through and watched the last 38 episodes. Powered through it, and really excited because it's a fantastic series. And so now that I have it all and I've rewatched it all, I am excited to present it to y'all. And that is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And of course these are all the Blu-rays. And they have, the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood postcards in there and whatnot. I'm not going to take the time to take them all out and whatever. But I am excited to finally have this. Even though just, a couple of months ago, FUNimation went ahead and put it up on Right Stuff where you could pre-order parts 1 and 2 of the series, where it was just 2 parts. But I got to think about it, I was like, and by that point I already had parts 1 and 2. So I was like, obviously that'd be dumb for me to spend the money to do that. And yeah, and so I think it was gonna be like 42 a piece. So I was like, why do that? Because I already spent the money on these. I think one of these I got 33, and one of these I might have actually ended up paying 42, maybe not. I can't remember, but yeah. But these three I ended up paying about 25, 28 bucks a piece. So a lot better on that. So, but another reason I thought of it is just like, I have all 5 parts and they got all these different postcards and all these different covers, which I think is fantastic. And then let alone now that I got to it, special features, there's episode commentaries. Other than that, there's maybe some trailers and some textless openings and closings and whatnot, but really what I love is what I got to, and that was on disc 2 of part 5 here, and that was an outtake. And there is some more graphic language than what's in the series itself, but I watched it. It's like 8 minutes long, and it's pure gold. It's hilarious. I watched the it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching it, and I'm just laughing my ass off because of just the silly things that the VAs they went on a tangent and said something else on the script that wasn't on the script, or because it wasn't any special animation. It was just just clips that they went ahead and kept with audio files of just goofy stuff that the VAs would say and whatnot. It was just so fantastic. Okay, I'll use, for example, the 2 instances of more graphic language, because those are the 2 that I remember the most, sadly enough. The first one is, it's the scene where Kimberly's men, the Chimeras, end up finding happening upon Scar in the mining town in the north. And Scar's getting ready to fight him, and it does a close-up on Scar's face, and he's like, "Chimeras, fuck yeah!" It's just, what? Just seeing his face is just, I was like, oh my god, really? And then also the other time that I'll mention, sorry. Is towards the end of the series, when when Ed is in the middle of HQ fighting father, or and everybody's just standing around watching, and then they're all like cheering for Ed to just keep beating the crap out of him. And then it goes to and it goes to like different characters that are like kind of saying something, and then it goes to Hohenheim, and I don't quite remember in the actual series like what he ends up saying, but when it goes to him on this outtake, he's like, "Fuck him up." Sorry if I find that as amusing as me, but if anything, if you have the series and have not watched the outtakes, just watch them. I mean, they're just hilarious, and it just reminds me of that voice actors can have a good time. I mean, they can go and have fun, and yeah, you have your seriousness, and you have to do your takes properly and read and do the script and whatnot, but you gotta have fun with it too. It just shows that you gotta have fun with it, and I think outtakes are just a wonderful thing to have as a special feature in anime series, because I mean, really, some of the voice actors do come up with and do some really random ad libs that don't get put in into the series, but are just are just nice to have as an addition. And so it's just good to see that that the voice actors, like say, can do just what do their job, but not be gung ho, like just by the book or what just kind of whatever and just be boring. Gotta have fun with it. So thank you to the voice staff and Funimation for including that and doing so with the outtakes there as part of Volume 5 or Part 5. So yeah, and like I say, I mean, for the dub, I find the dub fantastic for Fullmetal Alchemist. I mean, also it's like the same VAs as the original series, but I mean, with Brotherhood, there are more, some more characters, and and a lot more going on, and so I felt like everything just went together, just really well. And as far as the animation, oh my god, I don't know what the hell's going on right now. Sorry. The animation, it's good. I mean, it's of a higher quality, and this is an HD native, actually. By the way, the video is, and it is in 1080p, is what it's showing, and so it's nice that it's in an HD native, and the animation quality was certainly picked up from the original series. Obviously, same style, but obviously the quality is a bit better. Some more defining lines and some better, more definition in the coloring, and so I found all that very well and good. Let's see, and so story. Obviously, I mean, many of you already know the story, but of course I'll go ahead and just kind of give some generals. The story is about the two brothers, Edward and Alphonse Elric, who committed the taboo of trying to, and they studied alchemy, and their mother died, and so they committed one of the taboos of alchemy, and that is trying to perform human transmutation, which means trying to bring someone back from the dead. And it doesn't work out, and Al ends up losing his entire body and being bonded to a suit of armor, and Ed lost his left leg from the knee down, and his entire right arm. And so in which case gets replaced with automail, which is basically in the Fullmetal Alchemist universe, it's basically prosthetics, but they're made of different types of metal and can do different things depending on what you need them to do and whatnot. So very interesting stuff. But after that, Al travels with Ed all the time, and Ed becomes the youngest state alchemist of the military. And so he does that so he can have access to, you know, figure out how he can get their bodies back to normal. And that's the general sort of story of what the whole thing is. But as with Brotherhood goes, it follows the manga a lot more clearly than the original series, and I feel the story is just it's phenomenal. I mean, because there's just there is a really big cast. There really is, but I mean, it's not overpowering too much because there's just so much screen time for each of the characters that it really mixes really well, and also the fact that as the story furthers and events happen, more of the characters are in proximity to each other, so they're sharing the actual screen time. Instead of just so much time on this character and this character and this plot and this part, and then it all conjoins, and so that's really fantastic. I guess I'll go ahead and say it that after finishing this up, and I was considering this while rewatching it, when I think about just all the things that are in Fullmetal Alchemist, I mean, just because I enjoyed the chibi humor comedy that breaks up the serious moments. I love the serious moments. I love just the absolute in-depth story, and just how the characters are, and I enjoy the animation and whatnot. And so I've almost been kind of considering this. And so I guess basically what I'm trying to say is I find Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood to be a near perfect series. I don't know what would make it perfect. I don't really think that you can have like a perfect series, but like when I think about it, I mean it's an odd 64 episodes long, but it's not really long, but yet it's not really short. So you're able to fully kind of bring out what the story development, character development, and just everything else, and so it really meshes really well. And I just think that everything just totally works out, and that's kind of why I feel that it's a near perfect series, because it's got so much to offer so many different fans. With the comedy, there's no fan service or very very little fan service. Basically, about the most fan service you get is Winry in a bathtub. Not complaining, but that's kind of what your fan service is, and of course there really isn't much romance. So while those two elements are way on the down low, all the other elements are just picked up so much and are so vibrant that it's I mean it just doesn't really matter that those aren't, and you don't need those per se to really make a complete thing. But as you see a lot in movies, they're even the action movies nowadays. I mean, I've talked about live action, of course, are encompass a lot of different types of movies. And they got like for example the Iron Man movies. You got Robert Downey Jr. in there, and then instead of it being all serious, boom, you got some comedy thrown in there, whatnot. And so it's just and then of course you got your little romances. Of course, usually in action movies, the romances aren't very good or whatever. But needless to say, it's more people are entertained by a more complete experience. And so that's one thing that I definitely got out of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, was it's more of that complete experience. You have the characters and the story, and you got so much going on, and it just meshes together so well that it's just a very enjoyable ride. And especially at 64 episodes, it's not that bad of a commitment, especially for what it all is, and especially the complexity of the story. I'm still actually confused on some things, but I could make a whole other video talking to people about just the interesting bits and pieces and complexities of Alchemy. I really, this series kind of sparked my interest in Alchemy. I find Alchemy quite interesting in and of itself, and so but that's kind of, I guess, kind of that. And I can't really go more into the characters just because there are so many characters. I mean, and so many of you obviously will already know of the story. I mean, Fullmetal Alchemist is practically an anime staple. It's almost a series that, in order to understand more or to get a general idea, it's one of the series that you should watch just to get just to get that understanding. And many might suggest the original. That's really not a problem. But as far as just what all Brotherhood encompasses, watching Brotherhood is obviously much better. I enjoy, I enjoy the original for what it is. But just Brotherhood is just, yeah. I keep saying phenomenal and fantastic about it. It's just awesome. And so obviously it's based on a manga series, and it's done, and it's actually a female author illustrator. Some people don't know that, which really shouldn't be all that surprising or interesting, but hey, whatever. Especially because no, there's really no point. There's no reason to judge on that. No, it's fantastic, and I thank you. And so especially just be able for it to be popular enough to go ahead and be redone to more closely follow the manga is just fantastic. So there's that. And that's pretty much what I got. So I'm actually kind of surprised I was able to keep this a little shorter, but I guess with how much I talked about with the dub and the story and whatnot, I was able to keep everything else pretty short. Of course, like I say, I didn't really say much about the characters because there's just so many characters. So, so if anything, I highly suggest buying and watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It doesn't matter if you buy it in parts like I did, or if you want to wait and watch the and buy the parts 1 and 2 box sets that are going to be coming out, I think in August or something like that. But if anything, make sure that you I don't know if they're going to have it in the 2-part box set that they're putting out, but if anything, I would almost go ahead and get the parts just that way you can make sure that you get the outtakes from Volume 5, because they're just fantastic, like I said. So hey, that's what I have to say on Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Hope you all enjoyed what I had to say. If you're curious on my thoughts on anything else, on certain characters, on certain parts of the story, on Alchemy, on whatever, go ahead and shoot me a question on Formspring as users. I'm user SadiFan16, or you can shoot me something in the comments or whatever. And so like I say, I'm SadiFan16. You can find me on any device as SadiFan16, here on YouTube as SadiFan16. I already said Formspring, told you about Formspring. And of course you can always follow me on Twitter as at BILDO_88. And that's about it. So hey, other than that, just be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, favorite, just kind of whatever you guys want to do. So hey, I'm SadiFan16. Hope you all enjoyed what I had to say, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.